So it was definitely a mistake to watch Gerald's game before going to bed, which is what I did just a couple of days ago because it was extremely creepy. Plus it's about a woman who is in bed and like in the dark at night. This was totally me. So I kept thinking like that crazy scary guy was going to show up or something terrible was going to happen, which is exactly how they wanted me to feel. So I guess let's start with the creepy guy. So I think they wanted everyone to believe that he was a figment of her imagination, which I totally believed, and even like her fake husband, because we knew like if her husband was talking to her, she was having some, illusions, and that's not a surprise because she was dehydrated and just like panicked and freaking out and having anxiety attacks. So we thought that the really tall guy that was like super creepy with his like chest of treasures was probably just in her mind. And the big twist in this movie was that he was an actual guy who suffered with some birth defects, I guess, which made him look the way that he did. Personally, I did not like the twist in this movie because I just found it really silly. As much as I love horror and mystery, I found this to be quite a stretch, and I don't really enjoy horror movies that couldn't actually happen in real life, and I think up to this point it could have happened, but I know they were trying to justify it saying that this guy was born with birth defects and everything, but it was just like he was so over the top with his chest of like people's jewelry and stuff, and I still don't really understand why he didn't kill her because he was killing a lot of other people. I don't know, I just found it a very, very strange, bizarre, extreme twist to this movie, and I was hoping there would be something else, like maybe the husband had a twin or something. I was hoping he would pop back up at the end and it was like the twin that had died, and or maybe, I don't know, just maybe they were in on it together, but I didn't like the direction it went, and I do really like Stephen King's work, but I thought that was weird. One of the most like chilling parts of this movie to me was when the woman was trying to get her arm out of the handcuff. Like, I had to look away, and I can take a lot of gore, but that was one of the, I feel like TV shows and movies in general are just really getting worse when it comes to what they're willing to do and show and say. And I had an experience with this last week, similar with American Horror Story, with a really tense scene, and this was just seeing like all that skin come off and everything. Oh my god, that was so much, and I mean, I'm glad she recovered and she was able to sort of use her hand and everything, but that was a lot. I thought the movie had like a lot of really good tense moments, a lot of great build-up, and I was pretty much on edge the entire time because I didn't know what was going to happen. It always freaked me out, like when nighttime came, I didn't know what was going to happen, and I mean, I kind of suspected that there was a real person in there because the dog noticed whoever it was and would run away. Speaking of the dog, that was disgusting, and I love animals, but watching him eat the man was nasty. But anyway, with the dog running away at night, I definitely felt like that was part of the twist in another way, like the husband was still out there, or maybe there was someone else. Like I kind of figured someone would come along, like a garden person or a friend or whatever, and she would be like, oh my god, you're here to save me, and they were like gonna kill her or something, like they were, maybe all of this was a big plot. Like, I knew that the husband, unless it was like a twin, was definitely dead, but I thought maybe he brought her up there to kill her anyway, and then he died because remember, he like made sure that nobody was going to come up during the weekend. Like, he canceled everyone from coming, like the gardeners and the maids or whoever, so it just almost seemed like he was keeping her up there to kill her. And I did find the incest again. I mean, the abuse, sort of abuse from the father, a disturbing theme that I'm just seeing in a lot of shows, which I didn't really think it added anything to the plot of this movie. Maybe it just went along to say that she kind of married a shady guy or an older guy who was like a daddy figure. But the fact that her father sort of abused her, I didn't really think that we needed that. I feel like so many shows, movies this year have had some element of incest, and 99% of them did not advance the plot. If it ended up like her dad came back into the picture at the end, because I don't remember them saying if he died or whatever, like if he came back to try to kill her or something, I don't know. I just found it like a bizarre thing to include that had really no purpose, except I guess to show her mental state and maybe why she fell for someone like her husband, who probably wasn't that good of a guy. But I really did enjoy the movie up till, till we started getting to the dad scenes, and especially with the ending. I just found that weird. And I love a good twist. I definitely do. But I think this one was just super out there and really bizarre and didn't fit for me. And borderline supernatural, even though I know they're trying to pass this guy off as a real person. So anyway, I'm glad that I watched it. Thank you for those of you who recommended that I watch it. I am currently watching Mr. Mercedes. The finale is this week, so it's excellent, and I think it's much better than Gerald's Game. So if you have access to that, it is on the Audience Network, but I believe there's other websites you can watch it on. If you don't have DirecTV, it is really, 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 really good, and I don't think a lot of people know about it. So if you love Stephen King, you would love that show because it's so, so good. And again, I've enjoyed a lot of Stephen King's work throughout the years, like It and other things that I can't quite think of, like Misery, I think. So many different things out there, so I am a Stephen King fan. But this one I thought had potential, but just did not deliver the way that I expected. So let me know what you thought of Gerald's Game. What did you think about the twist? And also let me know if you have watched Mr. Mercedes or you're interested. And if you didn't know, if you've been watching and you didn't know, I've covered the entire first season here on my channel. I have a playlist set up if you want to check that out. But if you would like me to do more movie reviews in this style where I just kind of sit down and talk about what I thought of the movie, let me know by giving this video a thumbs up. I usually watch like horrors and thrillers and mysteries, so it would be those types of movies. So I will know, judged on your thumbs ups and comments, if I should continue doing stuff like this or if I should just stick to TV shows. But I hope you're having a great day. I will see you very soon. Bye. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Kelly TV. I would love for you to subscribe and be a part of the Kelly TV family. Also, don't forget to follow me on Twitter so you can keep up with all I'm doing.